Welcome back again. In this video we'll continue to cruise around Mastercam's graphical user interface. Just below the menu bar I have a couple of rows of toolbars. Just over to the right of the screen, where I'm moving up and down now, this is called the MRU. MRU stands for Most Recently Used Toolbar. At the moment it's vertically docked. Let me move it around. I'm going to left mouse click at the top and then move it over to the graphics screen. So this is the MRU function bar, and it stacks up the various Mastercam commands as we work through our Mastercam file. I'm just going to left mouse click and move it back to its vertical position. Now let's just move up to the toolbar, and over in the right hand side of the screen what I'm going to do is right mouse click. I'm going to turn one of the toolbar menus off. So for example, Sketcher. I'm going to click on it and that deactivate it. So the Sketcher toolbar was located here over on the left. Let's right mouse click again, and this time I'll go back and turn it on. So what I'm going to do is click on, and it's back on again. Now let's go into creating a line, and what I'm going to use is the Sketcher toolbar. So I'm going to click on this icon for Create Line Endpoint. Now what's appeared now is the Create Line ribbon bar just above the blue screen, and on the screen a prompt. Now this area that I'm running across right now, this is called the Auto Cursor ribbon bar, and we can use the Auto Cursor ribbon bar to manually enter X, Y and Z coordinates, or snap to points as you move the cursor over different types of geometry. Now Auto Cursor comes alive whenever Mastercam prompts you to select a position in the graphic screen, which is what the prompt's doing right now on the screen. So I'm going to draw a line. So what I'm going to do is draw a line from this point, and there is my visual cue for midpoint. So it's going to go to the midpoint of this arc. I'm just going to slide over to the right, and once again there's the visual cue for midpoint. I'm going to pick it. I'm going to go up onto the ribbon bar and click apply. Let's draw another line. So I'm prompted to specify the first endpoint. There's my visual cue for midpoint. So I'm going to pick that point. I'm going to move on down. Now this visual cue that's just shown up, that's the visual cue for quadrant. I'm going to pick that point. Now we're done here. I'm going to click on the apply button to fix that last entity, and then we're done here. I'm going to click on the OK to exit. Now let's look at the general selection ribbon bar. I'm going to left click and just move it down onto the graphics screen. Now we can use this ribbon bar to select entities in the graphics window. It's going to move it over to the right. Now I'm going to select the All button, and now from the Select All dialog box on the left, what I'm going to do is check mark just to the left of entities, and then down below what I'm going to do is only check mark arcs. So what I'm basically saying to Mastercam is go and grab any arcs or circles that you can find. I'm done here. I'm going to pick OK. Now as you can see, the arcs and circles have changed colour to yellow. It's selected them. What I'm going to do now is move on up and select delete, and those entities that were selected have now been deleted. Now I'm going to undo this. I'm going to move up and click on the toolbar icon for undo, and let's dock this back in its original position. Now let's go back into erase. So I'm going to go up and click on delete entities, and let's pick this line, and this line. So I've got 3 lines highlighted. Now if this first line was a mistake, I didn't mean to pick it, I'm just going to pick it again, and now it's deselected and I only have 2 lines selected. Now, to make these two guys disappear, over on the right hand side, I'm going to click on End Selection, and then they've gone. I'm just going to move on up and do an undo, or I could have done an undelete as well. Now, let's go back into delete. Now, it prompts me to select entities. What I'm going to do now is pick a point up here and then drag down and pick a point here. And as you can see, it's selected all the entities that were inside that window. Now, to get rid of them, just going to click on End Selection. Let's move on up and click on the undelete. Now, this undeletes them one at a time. If we open up the drop down, I can undelete number of entities, or I can undelete entities by mask. Now let's move over to the left, and another way of getting these lines back, I can just click on Undo. Now, over in the bottom right hand corner of the graphics screen is a scale, and the unit is displayed inch and the scale 0.8686. So this lets you know whether you're working with inch or metric and how many units are displayed per inch or millimeter. This gives you an idea of the size of the part you're working with. Now, at the very bottom of the screen, running from left to right, is the status bar, and we can access a variety of functions here: modify attributes, colors, levels, groups, etc. Let's go and change the color. I'm going to click on the system color, and let's pick the color red, which is color number 12. We're done here. Going to pick OK. Now, if I move into Create Line Endpoint, and I draw a line from here down to here, I move up and click OK. It's not red yet, but once I click on the OK button, it's red. Now that concludes our tour around Mastercam's interface. See you again soon.